Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And finally, I'm going to be bringing you my patch 9.2 prediction healer PvP tier list. So this list is going to be, in my best estimation, at where the power rankings of the healers are going to be in PvP with regards to patch 9.2. There's a lot of chaos going on in this upcoming patch. There's going to be double legendaries. There's going to be set bonuses. There's going to be increased amounts of values on stats, changes to trinket bonuses, which could really mix things up, and there have been some buffs to some classes as well to take into consideration when I construct this tier list. I've done some PvP testing on the PTR with the play with the blues, and with additional practicing outside of that as well, so I am curious to see what you also think and what's going to be good in patch 9.2. So let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to stay up to date with news and patch changes for everything World of Warcraft to enhance your experience, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because that's going to just let you know when all those news and patch changes go live here on the channel so that you can stay ahead of the competition. Now, let's get started. Discipline Priest. This is a healer that I would recommend to anybody in World of Warcraft. It is a fantastic healer in performance and fun. It has a good balance between the two. Unfortunately, I do not think that it is going to be going onto the S tier at this point. It is still likely to remain a solid healer, but obviously with its drawbacks being its mana, which can be alleviated slightly by going Night Fae and running some melee compositions with enhancement shamans, rep paladins, and feral druids, you can ease that. But I do think that the shared spec Holy may actually outshine it. Does this mean that Discipline Priest is going to be bad? No, I think that jungle, RMP, those melee cleaves are still going to be phenomenal options. It has a lot of fun double legendary combos with the penitent one, getting these machine gun penances, which I have in a video on the channel here. So for me, it's a solid spec. It's not completely crazy, edging into the S tier. That's kind of when you're getting into the crazy level. It's just a good all-around healer. Still my number one recommended spec for Shadowlands in general right now, especially for the healer role. If you want to play something that does damage as well as support, it's going to be a great pick, and it's going to get you into groups. Holy Paladin. There has been a lot of talk about Holy Paladin, specifically the Necrolord Covenant for Holy Paladin. I've seen posts on Reddits that are literally like thesis level essays of just diving into the deep synergies that are going to be part of the Necrolord and these Light of Dawn builds to be proccing you more Avenging Wraths, which has potential. However, when I did see it played out by regional competitors of AWC on the PTR, the Holy Paladins were feeling about solid but not bonkers. Maybe we'll have to wait and see as soon as everybody's able to actually completely unlock and really fully see the potential of it. But for me, I think it's still going to have some drawbacks in its mana management. And even as Necrolord, it's likely to still be one of the easier healers to kill in the game. And I think that is going to hold it back. But if you are interested in trying it, I would recommend going to the Necrolord Covenant just to try out all of those new synergies and give them a go. But for right now, I'm just putting it in the middle of the pack. It's pretty close to being a solid healer, definitely below the crazy level, I think, at this point, even though you may have seen clips of these big Light of Dawn combos healing people to full. It's like Holy Paladins have been one healing people to full health the whole time, and they've still not been on the S tier since the mana changes to them that came in 9.1. So I think that that's likely to still be a problem for them, holding them back, but the Necrolord build could be a lot of fun to try if you want to give it a go. Holy Priest. This is a healer that I'm going to be putting up onto the S tier. I think that with the recent buffs coming to it, with its healing getting buffed, its cooldown reduction getting buffed, its damage getting buffed, just everything about it is getting buffed. That in the comps like RMP and jungle and even maybe some other comps as well now, that it is going to really shine. This is going to be the patch to be a Holy Priest at the moment. In my mind, it's going to be a great healer, and that is assuming that those buffs aren't counteracted with PvP nerfs, which haven't happened yet. And I was thinking that they would have after that PTR Blues test if they were. So maybe they're going to slip through. Holy Priest could be just one of the best healers in the game. But this is definitely the patch to check them out. They have options with Night Fae for mana regeneration, Venthyr for offense. You can go Kyrian for max damage, Wizard Cleave builds as well. You have some flexibility, but I think it's going to be a phenomenal healer. Mistweaver Monk. Unfortunately, Mistweaver Monk, I wouldn't have. It's not a healer I would have recommended. Basically, the entire expansion. I think that it's missing a layer that the other healers have, and that's contributing towards offense. It brings some interesting crowd control, but it doesn't really contribute anything in terms of damage. Like a minor physical damage increase from Mark of the Crane is not enough in PvP. While that might be desirable for raid groups with large numbers of melee DPS, and 3v3, it's just very minor, almost difficult to actually maintain, not really going to determine the outcome of a game. I would have liked to have seen something towards its offensive damage dealing capabilities, but its set bonuses are very lackluster, maybe even to the point where you're just going to completely ignore them. Some double legendaries are great. They're going to give you extra mana regeneration on top of mobility, but you already had amazing things in those categories. Those things are what you were already amazing at. So for me, I think Mistweaver is likely going to be better than Holy Paladin. So it's going on the B tier with Holy Paladin, but ahead of it. So if it's on the left here, it means it's the best on the tier. I think that it is going to be better than Paladin, but still nothing really exciting that jumped off to me just yet. Maybe we'll have to see. I've talked to some players as well that don't really think that there's anything that amazing or fantastic coming to it in patch 9.2. So unfortunately, maybe not the patch to be picking up a Mistweaver. Resto Druid, on the other hand, phenomenal healer right now. I think just blatantly outright, it's going to be the best healer in 9.2. Overgrowth's got mana reduction costs, so you're almost never going to almost all of your healing got buffed. Everything about Resto Druid got buffed. Damage buffs. It was already one of the best healers. You're going to be proccing Tree Farm with your Swift Mends. Every third Swift Mend, you're going to be proccing a random extra hot that's going to trigger your mastery. So your set bonuses are going to synergize really effectively. They're going to let you navigate around the map, give you instant entangling roots when you're in the tree form. Like, you are going to be a monster. I really do think Resto Druid is going to be the best healer in this patch. While I said this is the good patch to pick up a Holy Priest, Resto Druid at the moment, I think, is the clear winner in terms of power, performance, flexibility, versatility, and just that extra level of craziness. It is definitely going to be a phenomenal healer. Now, looking at the Restoration Shaman, this is one that I'm still a bit on the fence. When I saw it played during the testing, it felt strong in a similar position to Discipline Priest. Still has good mana regeneration. Some of the set bonuses are now going to be that your totems launch out chain heals. I was wondering if those would have any synergies with the Honor talent that then makes your chain heal have the chance to dispel magic effects off of targets. I was curious to see if anybody tried that. I didn't see anybody actually try it out, but it's going to give you an extra little bit of pad layering healing. I don't think the set bonuses are necessarily going to be standing out like the Discipline Priest ones would. Discipline Priest set bonuses are amazing with instant Shadow Mends and doubling the benefits of the dark side on your penance, so it heals more and does more damage. But it is interesting to see, I think, and it felt solid. It felt still better than Holy Paladin and Mistweaver. I can kind of feel confident locking it in here onto the A tier. It's unfortunate that you can't get the Earthquake Elemental as well as the Earthshield Elemental Legendary. If you could get both of those in tandem, you'd be pretty crazy. I do wonder if there is any opportunities for a Vesper Totem Resto Shaman that maybe puts it onto the bonkers level, because Vesper Totem on 9.2 is absolutely out of this world in terms of damage. I'm seeing 60 to 80k burst windows, so I wonder if like a Vesper Totem, Earthquake Ellie, Resto Shaman running in and being really aggressive may be an option for Resto Shaman. That's something that's not being considered right now that you may want to try out. But right now it felt like a solid healer, good position, nothing really bonkers about it. It has its strengths and its weaknesses, which is why I think it comes in onto the A tier at the moment. But this is my healer tier list for 9.2. If you liked it, please leave it with a thumbs up. Comment down below with your thoughts. What are you thinking for the specs? What are you looking to check out? Am I totally off base with my assessment here and my prediction? Let me know. I do also stream every day at twitch.tv/Supatease, where we do 0 to hero. We do viewer games. We do 3K rank 1 pushes. We do everything there, multi-classing a lot as well. So if you want a bit of variety and fun, then check that out as well. Until the next video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.